Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rambles and Recaps. I am your lovely host, Mimics Mayhem, joined today by my awesome editor.
Hi.
We are going to be covering the OwlHouse, which we binge watched all throughout Pride Month and a little bit of July. I am very happy to be covering this show because I loved it so much the first time I watched it, to the point that I needed to get my awesome editor to watch it with me. How are you feeling about it, by the way?
It was peak! It was so good.
OwlHouse is definitely peak. I absolutely adore the show overall, and I can't wait to talk to you about our first thoughts and opinions. Because when I first saw it, it was like a year and a half ago, after it had been, fully canceled and they had gotten the last third season. I binged all of it. I was like, oh, it's gay, I'm in. So I'm happy to see what your thoughts are, like, because yours is fresher. Yours is very much new, whereas I've had multiple rewatches of it.
I came into this with lower expectations, and it's partly because of I knew that it ended abruptly, right? But I did know that it had a great reputation. But also, I was a little soured on it because a dude in a dude in a Discord server was super annoying, and he role played as Hootie all the time, in the 24/7. So I had mid expectations coming into it, and I'm glad I did because it just blew me away.
It blows really most people away is the thing. Everyone, even people who are I'm so hyped for this, usually end the series being like, oh my god, it was peak, just like you did. And it's from multiple angles, right? It's from the angle of it being incredibly well written and also incredibly animated. They put their whole heart and soul into this.
Oh yeah, true. It was beautiful.
Each and every fight sequence that you see is done with such tender, loving care that you almost forget.
You could tell.
Yeah, no, you could tell. You forget that this is a Disney cartoon show, and you think you're watching an epic anime fight scene from JJK or something along those lines.
It's the moment that everyone's faces got shadows suddenly, and you knew oh shit, a big fight scene's about to go.
Exactly, and the way that animation shifted to on beat and on time with the characters' voices and movements, it felt like a music video too. 10 out of 10 to the creators of OwlHouse. That's an easy thing to say. But my first thoughts going into this, because I've seen it multiple times now. First thoughts will always be, I am so happy that this show exists in any form or fashion. It has inspired a lot of people into weird fantasy, which is a genre I'm happy to see get to continue on and on. Me and you have actually talked more about it than I ever used to, mostly because weird fantasy wasn't a thing I got into before becoming friends with you, actually. It's probably my favorite genre of fantasy at this point. Because people do get, in fact, weird.
Yeah, it just brings back feelings of when you were a kid and you're reading fantasy for the first time, right? At that time everything is so weird and so large and so big the first time, right? And this just brings it back, which I really like. Even if there is a lot of references that it may be a bit too much, honestly.
Okay, but to be fair, I didn't notice them as much my first time around. Only until the second go with you did I notice, oh my god, you're right, they are calling this and that out. It's just a love letter to animation at that point, though, right? It truly is just telling us exactly what the creators watch. It was pretty inspiring. I will mention, you did point out something. They did love to subvert your expectations, which is getting kind of annoying in media now.
Yeah, I think that's my one complaint about this show is that it did a little too much. It
Mm-hmm.
definitely did interfere with some moments, and like we kind of get into that during the like favorite moment. Like it's just like I don't feel like the subverting jokes ever landed except twice, which was the library one and the like he and she's had a name this whole time.
That's Telenosa, right? That character,
Yeah,
which
Hella knows.
I
She's
didn't
had
even
a name.
I didn't even pay attention to what the name was until the second watch because it was just a background character who does. By the way, she has such a big background role. She shows up in almost
So
every episode.
like she's so prevalent, and it's 2 seasons of build up for that one.
And they do build everything up. Every character gets a moment to shine in this. Even background characters have full arcs that we get to witness.
Oh, okay. Steve having like an arc was crazy.
Yeah.
Like the random foot soldier that worked with does it some random dude.
Bellows,
It is a whole arc.
Bellows' entire crew, we got to see almost all of them, like half of like the main coven heads have arcs and things happen around them. Some of them were in flashbacks, some of them were in the present day, but all of them were pretty unique. And I think the only reason why we didn't get all of them having those big background stories was time constraints and editorial slash cancellation getting in the way.
Yeah, like and from what I've seen, it doesn't like season 2 was supposed to be that like each of them had got a spotlight. Because in the overall picture, right? That one episode with the like illusion head really doesn't fit now with the like finished product. But it was like interspersed with the other like Huffin heads. It would make far more sense. But they just got shafted.
And I think, and someone might try to argue that like saying that it does fit because the Abomination, the Beast, and the Plant Coven all got spotlight. But you have to remember, those two of those guys got spotlight in the background of each episode, and we slowly learned about them. And the Plant Lady had her spotlight as a flashback. The Illusion Head, he was shown as an antagonist to the school in a way that was very effective, but that should have been one of the many places that needed an antagonist like that, because there were tons of wild witches to attack and go after because we've seen them throughout the entire show. So it just, like you said, it doesn't fit if you think about it too much.
You can see, like, I can fully believe that they did their best, right? And like, and I don't think that he took into account, like, when I think of the problems with the show. And after that, like, the only problem I had was the like subversion was a little too much.
I agree on the subversion being too much, and my other problem with the show is they weren't given enough time. Which I think might just be my catchphrase in this series we do is they weren't given enough time, because most modern media is cut down really short. I just realized something the other day. Stranger Things has been going on for 9 years, guys, which is a big TV show, right? Wonder how many episodes it has in total when the season airs, this last season? 34.
Really?
34 in 9 years. That is depressing and sad. Like, I need you guys to remember, back in the day, Once Upon a Time had 20 episodes. Supernatural had 20 episodes. Riverdale had 20 episodes. A bunch of amazing, wonderful, sometimes weird television had long airing seasons. And that's because it does pay their actors more, and it does provide networks and sometimes streaming with much more content for the viewer. and it's really sad to see that abandoned. I have my own problems besides that with the series I mentioned as reference for having too little, but I won't get into that. This is about the Owl House, which its problem wasn't it wasn't too short. It was that it was attacked by people online and by parents apparently for having representation across the board, not just queer representation, but all representation, because apparently the woke bullshit that people spew about being bad was going on whenever Owl House was getting canceled. So
it's just such a shame because I've heard for years, oh, why can't this just be in like in like original media and stuff, right? And like now it finally is, and it's like, hey, he had all it. Like wow, just just a disappointment.
They just don't want it to exist, and that's the problem, right? Like it's when people create their own media, the people that force them to create it are upset still. There's no pleasing them, so fuck them. Owl House, you inspired a ton of creatives, a ton of artists, a crap ton of writers. Have you seen the fan fiction out there? You did amazing, and I want anyone whoever's listening to this to know that if you're inspired by a piece of media, chase it. Do something with it. You never know what you're going to create. 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fan fiction, okay? Think about that. Oh my god. But because we're talking about what we loved from the series, in my opinion, not the negativity that surrounded it, sadly, we should talk about favorite moments. Personally, one of my favorite moments was Luz and her mom finally getting to interact again the first time through the mirrors and the lighting.
Well, yeah.
It was
that was so a great scene. We both went, oh, like it would have happened.
The way that it touches your heart, knowing that both these women really truly love each other, but just couldn't communicate what each other needed, is devastating, especially because the one thing that could comfort Luz or could comfort her mother, they can't do. They can't touch. They can't fully be there together. But it also shows both their characters, right? Like, Luz trusts her mom to put aside her anger, her rage at herself to help someone in need, which shows that her mother taught her everything that she's been doing in the Boiling Isle, that good doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the other person is for you to do good. It's very much a Superman mentality, in my opinion. It is.
Yeah.
It is truly, this person needs help and we can help them. So let's help them, even if it hurts. And it gives Luz the strength to talk to her mother, right? Like something that she had kind of been avoiding doing. So it touches my heart as someone who truly loves their mom, and makes their full reuniting even better, even with like a little bit of sickly sweetness behind it. How about you? Your favorite moments?
And the moment that stuck with me, like after watching this a lot, I'm surprised, but it's that last moment with Bellows, where he's like crawling towards it, like, Luz, we're better than this. We are human, Luz. And he's like a like pile of sludge. I think that is the strongest scene in this entire show.
Honestly,
it is. It's a little ruined with the three like stomping him. I think it'd be much more powerful if he just died from the rain. Like the Isles themselves, like it takes the revenge on Bellows,
I do agree that it's a very powerful moment and shows that while Luz is probably one of the best humans out there, right? Like how the show showcases her humanity. It showcases the other side of humanity where it's the loss of humanity. Yes, you might still be in theory, what was a human, but you gave that up to torture, hurt, and harm people who never did anything directly to you ever.
Yep, it was all for hate. And like I think that's a powerful like image. Like that one frame of it is like my like favorite frame of the entire show. I think like of like storytelling wise.
Yeah, no, I get it. I did get I know you didn't, but I got satisfaction out of watching the people who were hurt by Bellows getting to stomp him to death. Like, it was like this catharsis that, like, I felt for them. Because there is something to be said about, like, punching and stomping your oppressor. But I do like your wording about, like, if there was another, and if they did a Clue moment where there's multiple endings, I do think Bellows should have been killed by the Isles. Maybe not by the Titan, but maybe by nature itself, recognizing just what harmed it. Because, in my opinion, while I don't think our own Mother Nature is this, like, conscious force, she does react to everything we do. Carbon emissions usually lead to acid rain. So, like, why wouldn't something that caused a bunch of harm finally get taken out by the thing it was harming? It's just a thought. But I know you had I know you had other moments that you really loved the show. What are some of those?
Oh yeah, I love the like new weird. You know, I think the greatest story beat for me was the King episode, not the one later, but the one where like it's the one where we find out how he finds how Ida found him, right? And like that one was great. Because up till that, I was taking his plot about being the like Demon King it's seriously because it fitted the like subversive like humor of the show. Oh well, here's the Demon King, but Emma's a small cat now, you know.
He's a small cat.
But to learn that was all fake, like okay, good, right? Because I think that if he was the Demon King, that would have been far more boring. It's because what they did was that they replaced it with an even better plot twist, which is he is something weird and not of this world and clearly very old. That's weird. and yeah.
I think you're right that like replacing a question with a question is the perfect way to continue his story. But they don't even just stop at saying he's something weird, right? Like they even do another episode with Hootie testing out Telenosa, where they like try to figure out what demon type he is, because there's three. There's Beast, there's Bug, and then like humanoid kind of.
Yeah,
and he fails to be any of them.
And plus, like that episode was like one of the most natural world building I have ever seen. It was impressive. It was so impressive.
Incredibly impressive. It's also, I think, one of the first times that episode where Luz and Amity do kiss. So it is very welcome there.
I don't think they kiss. I think they started hating them.
They
like,
do.
Like official.
I don't know for a fact like if they kiss, but I just remember kissing of some kind. They kiss like I think twice or three times that show. I know, guys, scandalous. Yeah. Two girls kissing.
I'm pretty sure they only kissed after they got canceled because they're like, fuck it, we have nothing to lose now.
I think that might.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll have to go back.
I remember kissing before that.
I'll have to go back. I think she might have kissed her on the cheek at some point before then. But you're right that like they got a lot more bold and a lot more honest. They got a lot more bold and honest about like the representation. As soon as they're like, "You've already canceled us. Let's just go out with a bang," and they did. I know we have talked about favorite moments. I do want to quickly mention the moments that I wish we got to see, because you brought this up while watching. When you start season 3, you do miss out on a bunch of awesome moments that could have been entire seasons of the Boiling Isle kids being trapped in the human realm.
I would sacrifice every. I would sacrifice. I would sacrifice every witch in this realm for half a season of just their adventures in the human world.
Because they show pictures, they show fully drawn pictures, and sometimes montages of some of the events, and you get the sense that the animators and writers really did love working on this show from that. And they also showed, like, at the end sequences of images and pictures of things they wanted to do. I think maybe even some fan art. I'm not certain about that, but there's so much love, and we could have had that if you guys could have just not been homophobic. Could you do that?
And plus,
no.
And plus, I do gotta say, it's still impressive that, yes, that first episode felt rushed, because it was all like them, like in the human world, right? But like after that, I'll have to admit, like both of the 2 final episodes had perfect pacing. I felt like those were perfect pacing, which is crazy because they had so many plot points.
So many plot points and so much going on. I mean, the collector himself is crazy. Something that, like, we could talk hours about what he means for the rest of the world in OwlHouse. But
oh my god, yeah.
I think the way they were able to craft and weave the story around the family coming together again and just what that family is was so important. And I think my last favorite moment to talk about has to be Luz's death sequence. Because for a second, you did believe. You were saying, they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't do this.
But no way this cartoon has the balls to fucking kill the main character in the last scene.
But, like, guys, it was like a solid, like, minute of watching the sparkles that she became fly around everywhere, tears rolling down her mom's face.
Like, yeah, like that's what like really like sold it. Like if people felt it, like wait a minute, did Luz die? No way. Like,
and yeah, she did die. Like the Titan told her that, like, hey, look, if you give up now, you will sink below in the waters, and you'll never come back. I'm giving you another chance. Take all my power. That moment, not just because it's empowering, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, but just this motherfucker's reaction of like, no, they wouldn't, no, mimics, they can't kill her off. That right there, worth thousands of dollars just to see happen, because this man does not react like that ever. Okay, it is hard to get like a genuine tear-jerking reaction. The last time I saw it was watching the live action One Piece with him. So trust me, that was solid.
Every time you know that a show is good, like I would have respected the hell out of the show if they just killed Luz off, but the ending was like, okay, no, it's good that it went with the ending. It's way more satisfying.
I think if they had killed her off, that ending would have been really, really sad.
Yes, it would have. Yes, it would have.
Oh my god. I can't. Just thinking about that makes me fucking laugh. But speaking of endings, we do need to talk about our favorite characters in this show. And for me, it's really hard to pick one. And I don't want to just say all of them. So I'm going to go with my gut and say Willow has my whole heart and soul. Not just because, not just because she has plant magic, but the way it represents itself and how it tethers to her and like keeps her grounded, and sometimes can overwhelm her and the people around her because she's trying to do too much, was something I could relate to. And she was a character that had felt like that she had to prove herself over and over again because of the term half a witch was always thrown at her.
Yeah.
So like for me, like yes, there's Luz, there's Amity, there's Ida, which Ida was vying for that top spot for a while.
Yes, it was.
I drew like many doodles being like trying to decide what my favorite character was, and Ida kept showing up, and I'm like, but Willow's here more. Willow's here more, and I also love her palisman the most. So like, I've got to go with Willow.
Sure. Not fair.
Mm-hmm. You?
It's real hard for me to all the characters are just so solid. All the top three.
Okay, I'll let you have top three.
3 is the Collector because his design is so amazing. It's literally better than like 99% of the show. It belongs in like a Lord of Mystery book. Like it's just so good. Even even before like he spoke, like just the sigil of the like sun and the moon like face was so like cool to me. Yeah, it was so like mysterious. Like, oh, like what's that? Right? Like,
I mean,
King.
Oh, I figured it was gonna be King up there.
Like I just loved his like mystery. Like his character was fun. Honestly, my like only gripe is his like kind of his like lack of screen time. I know it's weird to say because he is like you know like part of the main cast, but like in comparison with like everyone else, it seems like he didn't get much meaningful like screen time, right? Like he had like he's a lot of like comedy relief.
He definitely is, but he makes up for it. I'll give him that. He makes up for it real quick in each season.
True. Okay, 1. And you might be surprised here. I'll have to say that it's Amity.
You liked Amity? I am shocked because there was like no reference like completely to Amity through our watch along. You made comments here and there, but nothing fully directed at it. Okay, tell me more.
Now that I like thought about it, right, I really liked her arc the most. And remember, like what I said, because I knew from like memes and gifs that they'll get together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, like way in the beginning, there's better be one hell of an arc, like to turn her around, right? And I think they really pulled it off. Like, you know, I was critical of her, right? Like, and we were watching, but they're kids, right? Like, I'm just like, that's how I like watch stuff. But I like that they felt like kids. You know, like they'll fuck up. They're short-sighted sometimes, right? And it felt so natural. It was actually like her journey. I think was the best in the whole show. Like he better than Luz's. Kings like Ida, Lilith. Even though I do love like Lilith as well. She's like 4th for me.
Lilith is so high up there, but Lilith suffers from being the antagonist in the first season and then having to build herself back. Because like the thing is, she's a very powerful antagonist to begin with, but they immediately have to nerf her for plot to like help Ida in order to get to like move it along. So she loses a lot of her grit, but my God, does she never back down? Like sure, she'll get like little spells and she'll have hilarious moments with King, but she is a force in that show.
Yes. And like, you know, and plus like that's how you know how good their arcs are. It's like look at Lilith in like season 1 compared to season 2, and then also like and also look at Amity like in season 1 and she was harassing Willow and shit. And then compare her to like the end of the series. It's a night and day, like it's like difference. But as you're watching it, right, and you don't feel that, which shows to me that like which shows to me that it was just super well done, and I respect the fuck out of it.
I respect the shit out of the show for what they did with Amity specifically, because Amity didn't just grow up like Luz's arc was. Amity had to grow up, understand that her parents were her mother specifically was the bad guy, had to find herself and fight for her girlfriend. Like, that's a lot to put into one character, but they managed to navigate that while also showcasing just how much of a savant she is with her magic.
Yes.
So I agree, she's up there. It was simply peak.
It was just peak.
And damn, did we really just lose peak, right? Like, I can't believe this show was canceled. I'm never gonna get over it. Like, I'll move on, but I'm not gonna be over it, because there are times when cancellations make sense for shows, like the plot meanders, or maybe the budget just outlasted it and it just could not continue. It never makes sense to me to cancel a show because of outrage about representation. It will never make sense. It'll never really cross that boundary in my mind, because it's not hurting anybody by showing this material. All it's doing is making that thought and that idea more widespread and believable, and that this is okay.
It does also seem like, sadly, that it does also seem that the creator has also had to move on. And I saw this interview that she did where she said that she's open at sequels, and she doesn't want her career to be defined by one thing only, you know? So
yeah, no. And that's the thing too, is you do have to let creatives move forward. It just really sucks that instead of her having her full picture, she had to rush the ending of her art to appease a group of people that you can't appease.
Yep.
So here's to the OwlHouse.
Just moved on afterwards.
Exactly. Moved on afterwards. So here's to the OwlHouse. Fuck yes. 10 out of 10. That's my ranking. Yours?
9. Yeah, 9. It's a solid 9. It's so good in every aspect.
Except the subversion.
The arcs, the magic system, the story. And the only thing I didn't jive with was the humor. Yeah.
And completely get that. It's just really funny that out of everything that could be criticized, it was the jokes. So
that was a bit much.
It was.
I think that I think it's in my top 5 cartoons ever. Really, I think it's 5 or 4 right now. Really, I think
that's crazy, because you have a pretty high standard for your shit. I watch slop, but you watch a bunch of.
No, it's very good. I'm still debating if it's better or worse than Gravity Falls to me, but it's up there. But
oh my god. Really, the last thing I had to say, because you mentioned Gravity Falls, you're right. That theme is just making me think Gravity Falls every single time.
I can never, it overtakes the theme in my head.
It does, because I'm like, dun 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 dun. It's made by the same person, I'm pretty sure. So yeah,
it makes sense there.
So I've been Mimics. That has been my lovely editor. Thank you guys so much for watching our rambles and recaps. We will be joined next time by another awesome show that everyone apparently really likes, other than another small group on the internet that seems to just never like things. You'll find out what it is next time. Talk to you later. Mix Mayhem out. Bye!